All right, so thank you so much for purchasing the uppercase or lowercase guides, or both of them. I completely appreciate that, and I hope this video as a beginner does help you not only explain ProCreate a little bit more, but kind of guide you through the calligraphy process. You'll get used to it, you're gonna fall in love with it, and I hope you'll have fun with it. So before we get started, you have an option once you unzip the file, your purchase on your computer, to either airdrop it onto your iPad, or of course you can just save it right on Dropbox, and I'll show you how to do that. So we'll click right here, right on Dropbox. Let's just say you have the lowercase guides. You'll see the brush, creative, modern, romantic styles. So here's like the modern one. So in my previous guides, you would receive the full alphabet like so, but you would actually be able to see all the guides and the arrows and which way you're supposed to, write the letter, and the upstrokes, downstrokes. But now with this newest update, I've actually not only updated the style a little bit, but I've actually included the sequence of letters. So now you can focus on each letter a little bit more than just once. Also with that, you'll be able to see they fade as you go on, so hopefully by the end of them, so that last one, you'll be a little bit more comfortable on your own. Of course, you can drop the opacity, but this is a good starting point. So go ahead and we'll hit export. We're just gonna save it right to the iPad. So now you'll just go into ProCreate. You'll go right to photo, and we're right on your camera roll, like so. Okay. So just to get started, once you open it, I highly recommend actually adding a few layers above it. The reason why is because I don't want you to touch that lowercase or that guide right here, just in case you mess up and you have to undo it. You don't want to have to undo everything. It's just easier to delete layers above. On top of that, you can also drop the opacity. So if you're getting more and more comfortable with the lettering, drop the opacity and lightly trace over it as you go. So I'm just gonna kind of drop it down a little bit. Let's go to like 55. Okay, so make sure you're on a top layer there. I'm going to use my fine calligraphy brush, which is already set up and ready. And you don't necessarily have to like zoom in all the way. I'm just gonna do this just to show you, because I don't want you to cramp your hand trying to do big loops and circles for each letter, but this is just more of a guide to show you. So the first letter here, you'll see I have the starting point, which always has the little circle, and then the arrows on the direction you're supposed to go. So the biggest thing as a beginner is to remember to more or less go slow. I don't want you to rush through this, because your downstrokes here, the thick, and your upstrokes here, the thin, will not be as consistent, and they'll just kind of start to blend together. So once you just get started, trace over that first one, and take, take, note on the speed that I'm going. I'm not going super fast. The reason why you don't want to go fast when you're a beginner is because when you do, well, that could happen. If you do, you won't be able to create a great downstroke and upstroke. So try that again, like so. Also, as a beginner, and because ProCreate is amazing, you can definitely check out the streamline setting right up here. So it's under settings, under stroke. This will make a huge difference. That's kind of where you see the pull happen. So if I drop it way down, so when I first got the iPad, this is what it was like. It was a lot shakier. So you couldn't create, it was just harder to maintain a consistent stroke throughout. So play with the streamline. I think I usually have mine set to around 80%. It just makes it a bit easier for you. So as you move on, you can also play with the size over here. So here we'll do this E. So you'll notice it there. So if I increase that size of my thin calligraphy, you'll see the difference in my downstroke and upstroke as well. So if I go even higher, way thicker, which is gross, so we're not going to do that. And of course you can play with the other brushes if you got them, but just kind of have fun with it. And I do recommend, as you keep going, to simply just drop the opacity. So by the end, you draw your last and final little one here, and then turn up the opacity to see how close you got it, which you can see mine's a little off. So I just hope you have fun with this new guide with the sequence of letters. I think it'll be a little bit more helpful when you're learning calligraphy, and of course play around with it, try different styles. You know, if you're doing the B, try, you know, dropping it down farther and doing a different upstroke. Start here. Just kind of play with it, have fun, and enjoy.